Good evening, all of you. I am audible.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay.
டிவி பார்க்காதீங்க இங்க உட்காருங்க எல்லாரும். நான்
Now I am audible. So I am audible. Okay. A
Yes,
very
ma'am,
good
you are
evening to respected dignitaries and okay. A very good evening to respected dignitaries and dear participants. I, Dr. you all with her in program on entrepreneurship and innovation. I welcome in first day of this training program on today's expert, Dr. Charul Jain ma'am, Dr. Saurabh Jain sir, Chairman RFI, Dr. Ashok Kumarji Gupta sir, CMT, RFI, Dr. Ajay Jain sir, Dr. Manish Dubey sir, Dr. Sanjay Prasad sir, Dr. Parul Sharda ma'am, Dr. Gunjan Shukla ma'am, and all respected RFI officers and dear participants. We are very happy to have with us the guest of honor and our expert, Dr. Charulji Jain ma'am. Dr. Charulji Jain ma'am is currently Dr. Charulji Jain ma'am is currently with Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, Indore, as Dean of Student Welfare, Head of School of Interdisciplinary Science, and Associate Professor. Contributes 16 years in the domain of teaching and training. She owns 4 international copyrights and 1 patent under her name. Dr. Jain has developed various training techniques. Government of India, NSTC, and MSME has certified her as master trainer for skill. Recently conducting a chain of FDPs for schools, principals, and teachers on various aspects of training and learning, pedagogy, and clinically psychology. Dr. Jain has been working since last 16 years in the field of education and training. She has been continuously contributing in employability training, ethical research practices, and research writing. She is continuously dedicated to employment training to train, share, and enhance ethical and authentic research practices. Welcome, ma'am. I kindly request to you, please share your deep knowledge with us on idea generation and proto, uh, prototype at start the session. Dr. Charul Jain, ma'am. Dr. Charul Jain, ma'am. Yogi sir, please check Dr. Charul Jain, ma'am are here. Only few minutes are here.
इंद्रा में
Yes,
2 मिनट
sir.
में ज्वाइन करेंगे
Yes.
चारों में. ज्वाइन इन 2
Okay,
मिनट्स.
sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Only few minutes left for start the session.
गुड इवनिंग चारुल मैम. चारुल मैम, गुड इवनिंग.
Good evening, sir. I
मैम
hope
प्लीज
I'm
स्टार्ट सेशन.
G, please. Yeah.
Good evening, Charul ma'am. Welcome to this session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening. Thank you to the team RFI for giving me opportunity to talk about entrepreneurship, innovation, and idea generation. जो day one का topic है, that is completely about idea generation and prototype. So I'm really thankful to take the day one जहाँ इंसेप्शन की बात होगी, जहाँ एक्चुअली व्हाट इज द आइडिया, व्हाट इज द प्रोटोटाइप, व्हाट इज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, इन सब टॉपिक्स पे हम बात करेंगे. सो आई एम थैंकफुल टू ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस टुडे. सबसे पहले शुरुआत करते हैं टॉकिंग अबाउट द टाइटल इटसेल्फ, दैट इज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, इनोवेशन. सो initially we have to understand the difference between all these. A startup, entrepreneurship, innovation, and invention, these all are very different variety of titles. A startup is something, um Indra ma'am, am I clearly audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes मैम.
All right, all right. So startup is something may or may not be unique, but just to earn some revenue or just to earn the livelihood for yourself and for your family, you just start doing something. Maybe you start a grocery shop, a bookstall, or anything which is common in nature, like maybe even teaching, which is traditional in nature. So that is just a startup. Having a new college, a school, that's a startup or a business. But what is this entrepreneurship? When we are actually talking about entrepreneurship, there need to have any innovation in it. कुछ नया होना चाहिए. Something unique has to be there. Now, this unique will never come out of the blue moon. The universe has everything. You all will, everything is known to us. But the way we do things can be different. For example, right now we are talking about drone technology for agriculture. So that's another innovation. Fine. So we need to understand, even if you want to become entrepreneur or even if you want to teach entrepreneurship, we need to understand the concept of uniqueness in our products and services or goods and services. So I hope these two things are clear to all of us. One is business, which is traditional in nature, or maybe startup, which is just with the perspective and an objective of earning some amount of money. But entrepreneurship is absolutely different. That also includes there is some value to the organization or to the society. That is there. So let me begin on. So when we want to do some entrepreneurship project, the first thing comes in mind is idea generation. मुझे करना क्या है? So let me tell you guys, let me tell you all my dear colleagues, this all is part of design thinking. Whatever we are talking is a part of design thinking. So taking you further, first of all, I would like to talk about design thinking. So let me share my screen with everybody. I'm not taking any PPTs. I'm taking the real time examples with all of you. So I hope my screen is visible to everybody. I hope this is visible. So the entire concept of entrepreneurship, innovation, invention starts from thinking process. What we want to do. So the entire process of thinking here is called design thinking because we are talking absolutely in terms of entrepreneurship. And when we talk about entrepreneurship, it has to have some unique feature. So if we say teaching, it has to be a unique teaching pedagogy, a unique teaching andragogy, a unique teaching technique, blended mode. It's a unique thing. Then blended may be which all techniques, ICT tools we are taking. So these are another new ways and inventions which are coming up in each day of our lives. So this process of entrepreneurship talks and is a part of design thinking. So I would request all the participants, if they can take the screenshot of this image, take it. I'll be taking all live examples which are available online, but it is just about connecting them through. So the entire entrepreneurship is all about design thinking process. Why? First of all, ask yourself, if you want to design a new product, why are you designing? Emphasize upon it. It just, I like the idea, so I'm doing it? No. But is there a person in the market or in the society who's going to be benefited out of this goods and services? Ask yourself. I know each one of the participant may have one or the other idea. क्या मैं ऐसा कुछ कर सकता हूँ जो सोसाइटी में अभी तक नहीं हुआ है and I should be doing it? Apart from that, is it going to give a benefit to the society? Find that answer. Find the right audience first of all. Who is going to use it? Now here, I have one more thing to talk about. When we actually innovate and develop an entrepreneurship idea, there are two objectives. One, many people develop a new idea just to register a patent. Fine, patent, register kiya, grant liya, and then that's fine. They want to do a business out of it, it's their choice. Otherwise, just to earn a patent, they do it. The second part of doing the entrepreneurship idea is to run a new venture. So you have to, being academicians, we have to understand, we have to evaluate our thinking process when we are doing the design thinking process or when we are doing entrepreneurship idea development. Why are we doing it? There are so many MSME schemes. There are so many schemes, I think on day 5 you'll be talking about. So are you doing just to get that 3 lakh funding as a mentor? or you really want to run it. Fine. Even I have submitted, I am guiding 5 students, and even I have submitted an idea. So as a mentor, if it gets approved, if the idea gets approved, I'll get 3 lakh rupees. But the entire funding will go around 15 lakhs. अलग अलग schemes होती हैं. So what is your objective behind this idea generation? That point has to be absolutely clear in our mind. I would always suggest, when we are developing any idea which is unique in nature, let's run it through. Okay, let's run it through and make it a startup, make it a new venture out of it. So now this clarity has come. I have connected the dots. There is a difference between startup business and entrepreneurship. Even in entrepreneurship, when we develop any unique idea, that can be for 2 purposes. Maybe I want to just register and get a grant of an IPR, a copyright or a patent, or maybe I want to get the grants. And secondly, I really want to start an entrepreneurship and give back to the society. ये जो audience है, I really want to do something for it. Right? So I'm just taking it by default that we all fall into the category 2. That yes, we want to develop a unique idea and we want to give back to the society or an audience. So we wish to sell the services. All right. For example, I have a very big example in front of all of us. RFI. Before COVID, and even I believe 2016-17, if I'm not mistaken, or 17-18, when nobody was doing online online webinars, blended mode webinars, RFI started. It was entrepreneurship. It was not a business. It is entrepreneurship. And each day they're developing new techniques of making the learner learn it relationship. So that is another unique identification. Webinar, seminars, ये तो UGC, AICT सबके protocols हैं. But how innovatively we do it, that is different. So that clarity we have got in mind. I hope we all are together. Dear participants. Okay. Fine. I've got some hands raised. So yes, once the idea is designed, once we think that we want to do some idea, let's define it. I will go in detail one by one. I'm just talking as a whole right now so that we understand where we are moving. Once we decide we want to start something as an entrepreneurship, let's find the audience. Who will buy my product? Who would be the beneficiary? After that, let's define it clearly. Define it. Define the uses. Define the needs. Even if I'm saying learning, what kind of learning? The way we people learn is very different. And the way 18 years old young adults learn is very different. So please identify the needs of users of your idea. On the basis of that, when you have audience, when you have your audience, when you have identified their needs, let's brainstorm. Let's brainstorm. Brainstorm on what? There is some idea in our mind, and there is a different set of needs with the people. So how to match on to a creative solutions to match on to the needs of the user. For example, the agriculturals, the farmers, they are cropping every season, but they face a lot of challenge during pest control or during pest spread in their farms. So using the technology, innovative idea was, the emphasis was, when somebody wanted to become an entrepreneur and they thought of a new idea, they thought, why can't I use drone? Kids actually play with drone, we can do photography with drone, but why can't we spread pesticides through drones? Fine, that is possible. There was a need which which that person identified, and he thought of a probable solution. Then he went on the field looking what is the range of drone, how long is the farm, and how can I spread the pesticide. Because when I tie the pesticide on the drone also becomes heavier. So there is a idea, there is an idea, there is an audience, and there is a specific need. So now let me bring out a creative solution to it. And when I develop that creative solution, when I get the understanding that my drone is, let's say, 5 kg, and my pesticides is again 5 kg, the amount of charging required to run the drone for 5 kilometers, the amount of spread on the drone, what all things I need to do. So during the development of creative solutions, I realized that I may have to use an IoT, or maybe an AI application, or maybe machine learning or deep learning. They both are part of AI. So in that case, creative solutions come up. So yes, a specific idea is there in my mind, which will be used by a particular audience to, now this audience has a specific need to fulfill the gap of this idea, which is for an audience, and the specific need. We develop creative solutions using lot of technology. And when we develop the solution, then comes a prototype to prove my unique thinking process as workable for this need of specific audience. I need to prove it with a prototype. So if I take the same example of having a drone running over the farm and spreading pesticides on the farm to reduce the pests in the farm, right? Maybe it's a 5 kilometers run at the farm. So I have to develop a prototype. So maybe using IoT, it becomes much easier rather than AI. So using IoT, I can develop that drone, which can even tell me how far am I going on the field. It can also tell me which, it using the sensors, it can the drone can also sense that this particular patch after 300 meters has more, is more prone of getting pest. So let me spread more pesticides in that area, and then moving forward. I hope I'm getting clear on the mind, on the mind. If any one person can also prompt and consent. Are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So this is the journey from idea to prototype. And then not only developing the prototype, but also testing it. Testing and retesting again and again, so that we can be assured if IoT is not working, should AI be working? How am I talking so confidently between IoT and AI? I'm not a technical person. I have not done IT at all. I'm a PhD management, that to HR. But yes, during my new innovative ideas also, I have worked on both. I studied both IoT applications and AI applications. AI talks more onto machine learning, and IoT is based on lot of logistics, a lot of programming. So, but yes, the benefit is IoT can be more customizable. It can be more customized, and it can give wonderful results. So, how, when you do something, when you develop the prototype, test, fail, come back, test, fail, come back, then you get a lot of confidence. Fine. So idea generation is not this whole journey. It's whole journey. Once we test the prototype, we might fail, and I'm sure we will fail. And then we have to come back and then again re-emphasize. Who is going to be my audience? Okay, then what is my need? And then moving one after the other. So this is the design process which we are all going to take forward in 5 days journey. Fine. So this is about the design process, and let me take you all further for the concept. Let me just open the concept here. Mm, these are already material online, so there is nothing new I'm doing here. So I'm not doing any inventions, but yes, I'm sharing the knowledge in a very different perspective. Okay. So this is what is about idea generation. Hope my screen is visible. The concept of idea generation is to let your mind open and imagine. I'm sure you all may have seen Tom and Jerry. You may be watching Netflix, all these cartoons. You may be watching it, right? Because we don't have options with the kids, so we have to watch. So there actually has a more chances of getting more ideas, new ideas. When cartoons or in the funny movies, when people take the umbrella and they fly down, practically, if we see, it is not possible. But if you want to generate a new idea, that how and if we can do something for it. Sometimes I have seen that, let's say, I just watched it in one of the cartoons that, see, what I'm trying to focus here is ideas kahin se bhi aa sakte hain. आपको अपनी आंखें, brain, you have to just keep it open. Don't restrict ourselves. When we become professors, we have got into a habit. हमें इससे आगे नहीं सोचना. We know everything. We have to come out of that mindset. So try thinking openly. Once I saw, keeping the same example in mind, once in cartoon I saw that a child was running a drone and it went to a person and it dropped a food packet. My goodness, that's really possible. Don't you think it is possible? We can actually sitting at one place and I can do an Amazon delivery or a Swiggy parcel 5 kilometers away from my place. Is it possible? Any one person can just tell me. Or is it a good idea? Okay, I take it as a good idea. I didn't get a response. So my idea, let's say, keep your mind open. Once my delivery food parcel is late, so once I thought, let me have a drone and parcel, send the parcel 5 kilometers away by it. Right? Let it be open. Let you have imagination. But is it feasible? Do you know that Amazon has already taken a lead to develop that idea? You can watch the video, it is available online. The failures of drone delivering the food parcels. It's something like that. You can search it. I think that if this video is getting live streamed, you will be able to recall all the websites which I'm telling you. So the idea generation, most challenging part is that you get the recognition of your idea. So please let me tell you, if you have some unique idea, that is entrepreneurship idea, which has a unique feature in it, please register. Please either register as a copyright or as a patent. When you just have an idea in your mind, register it as a copyright. And when you design some prototype, please register it as a patent. Then it becomes yours, right? And it takes a little longer time. It's not easy task that today you get an idea and then you just become an entrepreneur. It doesn't take that easiness. It takes a lot of efforts. So it's a pertinent information. It's a constant effort which you have to work, search and research. But search and research will also be limited. You will find database which has happened in past. And what we are doing, are we doing a business or a startup? No. We're trying to build an entrepreneurship. An entrepreneurship has to be unique, a value contribution to the society. So that has to be over and above of only research. So there, visualization concept will come in picture. You will have to visualize if else kind of situations. So imagine what happens this way, then what will be the output. What if I'm able to send a drone on the top? आपके दिमाग में ये भी आना चाहिए that if I'm sending a drone for pest control, can't I just spread, can't I also use drone for systematic dropping of seeds on the farm? Don't you think it's going to be really easy? Or systematic sprinkle of water, or maybe systematic scan of the crop for its reap time. They can be anything. So think, rethink, and think innovatively. Thinking is not just what has been there as a part of the past, but what more you can contribute. आज farmers के पास इतने सारे challenges हैं, they are ready to invest a lot of money, but they are not getting the right solution. So let's find that solution. So whenever we have certain innovative idea in our mind, that process in itself is called conceptualization. Fine, these are technical words because yes, one fine day, on the fifth day, you'll be discussing about fundings also, funding schemes. So there you will talk in very technical terms. So this term also we need to remember, that ideation process is called conceptualization. And this conceptualization can be of any ways, but main part is intuition. This intuition makes your idea unique and new. So please, everybody, remember this thing. Business would be again routine based on the research. आप खुद सोच के देखिए, वो research के base पे चलता है. How many grocery shops are there within 15 kilometers circumference? Accordingly, we'll open the new one. Like D-Mart, Carrefour, everybody does. What innovative ideas we can develop, that becomes your entrepreneurship. So this conceptualization is there. How, let's say now you have actually come up to an idea that is unique in nature. Now, how do you want to shape it? Idea आना बहुत easy है. Fine, idea आ गया मेरे दिमाग में. Now, how do you want to shape it? How do you want to frame it? How to explain it? So let's just putting everything on paper. The best idea is always to keep writing and scribbling the step by step, just like a flow chart. So if I say agriculture, drone technology, using IoT for pest control. So let me just put that flow chart in front of me. That is going to help me in future. I hope you all are together. So put a chance to encounter, to write creatively. अब जब मैंने लिख लिया है idea, that is for farmers, for pest control, using drone technology, using IoT, or let's say in whichever month, to reduce manpower at this cost. Now, beneath that, let's put systematically what all I'm going to do. When I say IoT, it's going to mention the sensors, the projections, the real-time data analysis. When I'm saying drone technology, the which kg, which weight drone, with camera, without camera, only with sensors, then what is the density of sensors? And even drone using the solar energy or with battery system or electronically rechargeable, electronic. So put down all the details clearly. So hit that idea of yours systematically. Put it in the proper canvas. I hope in the coming few sessions, you'll be doing business canvassing also, because that is going to help you. So after having the idea, find out what is the process of getting into it. Right? What's the process of getting into it? The main idea is brainstorming. Is it going to work? See, I'm talking on a very generic way. Farmers, drone technology, pest control. But imagine if this technology I'm introducing in Rajasthan, extreme windy area, is it going to work? No, it's not going to work. The same technology, let me say that I'm introducing in Kashmir. Is it going to work? No, it's not going to work. So here, let's do a strong brainstorming. Which is the place, which is the audience where exactly this idea is applicable? One idea cannot be a solution for all. We have to select which particular segment or target is going to get benefited out of the idea. Let's do a lot of brainstorming. Yes, in Rajasthan, different technology or a different configuration might work, but not the same. In Jammu, Kashmir, different configuration might work, but not the same. So let us be very specific. Who needs it? Where are we launching? One problem at a time. Let me show you something else now. I hope we all are together till now.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Thank you. This is what we all can copy from here. This is one of my favorite slides. Whenever I get a confusion, what and how should I do the idea generation process? This gives me an absolute clarity. Absolute clarity. Like we do in research also. Here also in idea generation, let's put an hypothesis. We know the audience, we know the solutions probable. So let's put the hypothesis of the problem in idea generation also. So let us investigate the audience and the need of that specific audience. To give an example, to quote an example, right now I gave you 3 different regions. Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir, let's say Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir, and let's say Malwa Nimar. These are 3 different regions. So the application of this idea at all these 3 places would be very different. So when we realize that it is going to be different, let's explore the possibilities to solve these differences, to solve these problems. The reason for it is when we are giving a solutions, we want to cover maximum area. I do not want to develop any entrepreneurship product or goods or services which is applicable only to Indore. No, it's not going to work. But I wish to develop an idea which is applicable to many people, to a global range, to entire India. Then it's going to be a big hit, right? Then it's going to solve the problem of many people together. So while idea generation, when you know the audience, when you have the idea, when you do a brainstorm, let's investigate on the unmet needs. जो needs अभी तक पूरी नहीं हुई हैं, उस पर हम ध्यान दें. So when I was again thinking about this drone, pest control and everything, one unmet need which I realized was, yet we do not have any drone with sensors to identify which particular patch of the field is more prone to have pest or diseases. And it can give me an alert so that I take care of that particular range of crop and eradicate it so that my entire field of crop is saved. That is unmet need, which is yet also not been done. Okay, till date also it's not been taken care of. I'm giving a food for thought. You can go ahead and do it. So find the possibilities. Possibilities could be if I attach that drone with IoT, with a number of sensors and camera. So camera will capture a real-time photograph, and the sensor can sense the moisture, humidity, and the soil nature and the crop nature, and it can give me a real-time database. Henceforth, I can solve the problem easily. So if you have to imagine and go to that level, let me tell you frankly, I'm not an agriculture person. I'm not a farmer person. I'm not an IoT or AI person. I'm pure HR training and development person. But how do we generate these ideas? Is only when we realize there is a problem which is unmet and there is a huge scope for solution. So once we realize, we start working on it. ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें. आप सभी को मैं एक और एग्जांपल देती हूँ. आप लोगों में से कितने लोगों के छोटे बच्चे हैं? How many of you have used diapers for your kids? Let me just unshare and so that I understand. You can just raise your hand so that I understand. Okay. Fine. Okay. My question is, how many of you have used diapers for your kids? Okay. See, the number is increasing. That's great. The reason I'm asking is, have we ever analyzed that these diapers are very big source of um, plantation? Do you know this? It can be a source of plantation. If you open the diaper, there is a viscous material in it which soaks water. Fine. It can be used in a luxury place. Major need would be in the hotels, in a big industry, hotel industry. So when we actually open that diaper, we get that viscous material. We can plant it. We can put that in a pot, fill some water, and the plant moves and runs and keeps living for very long time. So if you want to have precious plants, this could be one source of solution. Easy, quick, and long lasting. So this is just an idea. So I hope we can connect. There are so many things which are readily available just near us. It's just we need to understand. I can see a lot of fans. See, even I have a fan in my home. I'm sure you all have it. Right now, I tell you the recent technology I'm working on. I'm not a technical person, BTech, I'm not there. But the recent technology which I'm working on is, what if this fan runs, it rotates? If I can convert this rotational energy, and transfer this energy somewhere else, and that energy can be used and stored in a battery, and at least 2 to 3 bulbs in the night can be run. Isn't it a good idea? You have to build those ideas. ये क्यों करना है? Because I want to save the electricity. Fine. It is up to us. We have to find out the solutions. We have to find out the need in the society, and then we have to move on. So I'm sure that at least this thing is very much clear, that how you get ideations. Idea कहाँ से आते हैं? Idea हमारे आसपास से ही आते हैं. We have to develop them. One more idea came to my mind when my son was, sharpening the pencil now and then. We all have gone through that process. Even in our offices, when we go and sharpen the pencil, it's like too huge of a dust in front of us. But do you know that those pencil sharpen outs are the best for controlling pests in home plants? That can be another area. You never know. So define that hypothetical situation and then find the possibilities to solve those problems. So that is idea generation. Developing the prototype means, to solve that particular problem, let's develop a real-time pilot testing solution. If you wanted to run that drone, so let me run on a small drone. If it was a high technology drone, which I wanted to run on the farm, let me run a small drone, affordable drone, and let me do it. So try to develop that. Try to develop one prototype, two prototype, you will fall back, then you will test it. So try to solve the problem and then move. हम जो अपनी research methodology में एक pilot testing करते हैं, so prototype is exactly the same. Try to develop a testing model before launching the final model in the market. That's prototype. Developing the testing model before launching the final product in the market. And in the idea generation, one more thing comes in, that is try and return to reformulate. That means when you have developed the prototype, if you see there are some troubles, problems, issues, solve them, study them back, solve those issues, and then develop another prototype. Or maybe amend the prototype and then launch it again. Then see the repercussions, check, come back, then move, keep on moving. This is how the entire cycle has to go. But at the end of the day, keep asking yourself, are you falling in love with your own idea, or are you trying to find a solution for the society? Because entrepreneurship can be successful only when you're giving a value back to the society. And the idea should be unique in nature. So please keep on asking yourself, is the society getting benefit out of all this or not? To find that answer, Please remember this subset. I request all the participants to take a screenshot of this. When I'm saying, again, go back and ask yourself, are you proposing a solution? Look into the subset and try to give an answer. So this first set says, does this idea help the business? See, when I'm developing a new idea as an entrepreneur, I surely want to earn money. I'm sure everybody wants to earn money even after they become entrepreneur. That's why we are doing it. Definitely want to give back to society, but there should be money coming out of it, right? So is it giving some benefit to the organization? Let's find that. Second domain here, let's ask ourselves, will it be a solution for people? People means the audience whom we are thinking. People who are in the service line will not be benefited definitely onto this. But people, the audience, specific audience, those are the farmers, are they going to be benefited out of this? Few of them no, but few of them maybe yes. And even this few of yes, those who are financially stable and able to arrange the funding for drone, they might be able to do it. That's the reality picture. Then come to technology. Is the technology available to build the solution? In this case of drone, yes, it is available. IoT is very much available. But there are few certain places in India where technology is not so prone. They don't have internet issue. They don't have internet connectivity. They don't have proper connections. So how are they going to run this? It's going to be difficult. So yes, it is going to be a solution for many, but places where technology is not being supported, it cannot help. So in yes also, where it can help, there may be some only where we can give the solution. So when we have idea, which is unique in nature, based on hypothesis, tested on prototype, let's again ask ourselves, is it benefiting business, people, and technology? So there will be many, but ultimately, if it is solving the purpose for this, then only this much is the possible solution. हमें 3 domain से देखना है. Is my entrepreneurship idea giving a solution? Answer, if you think is yes, please check on these 3 parameters. Then come developing the prototype. So we have seen the idea generation. Let me unshare my screen and talk for a while now so that we all are together. Yes. So the first thing which we have talked is about understanding why and how this entrepreneurship comes in. That is through design thinking process, because we are trying to do something unique, something new, something creative. Then my second question comes in. Am I doing this innovation or new thing just for the sake of having another patent in my name, or to earn money, or to give back to the society? If only for patent, that is going to be in your API, that is only once, one academic year. But if I'm going and becoming the entrepreneur, then I move forward, giving back to society. If I wish to earn amount of money from there, who is my audience? Who will buy it? Is it going to give benefit to them? Am I able to give a creative solution? To give that creative solution, let me give the prototype. Let me build that prototype. To build that prototype, I need to re-ask myself, is it giving benefit in 3 different dimensions? Benefit to business, to society, and to whom? Anyone? Benefit to people, business, and technology. ये 3 चीजों में solutions मिलने चाहिए. I should be in a position to get an answer yes, yes, yes. If till that time, if I get an answer yes, then it is absolutely right to develop a prototype. So, dear colleagues, now I'm sharing this systematic approach of developing a prototype. Is my screen visible? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So this is the systematic approach of developing a prototype. Again, everything starts and completes with the user. So let's again find out who is my user and keep him in mind. So if I take the same example of drone, who is the user? The farmer. Okay. So keep that user in mind. Then plan the scope of testing. उसको समझ में आएगा. Will he be able to understand the operations? The real-time scenario of today's farmers is even the farmer and their kids have started becoming educated. They are civilized, they understand technology, and they have moved to a better civilized pattern. This is a recent study which it says. And even we have done a real-time study in Malwa Nimad region. So even the farmers, their family members, their kids, they understand technology. So plan the scope of testing. You understand the user mind. Plan the testing according to their requirements. When they are facing more issues in all 4 seasons, all 4 cropping season, plan the testing for them. And even during day, night, evening, early mornings, plan it systematically. So plan the testing. Take proper actions in case your prototype fails. And please let's accept prototype will or might fail. This is absolutely true because when we plan or design a prototype, there are few factors which are untapped. There are few factors which we keep constant, like we do in our research paper also. Keeping few factors constant. But when we move in reality to the field, there is nothing constant. Everything is moving. Wind blows, soil changes, nature of humidity changes, everything is spontaneous. जितनी ठंडी कल थी आज उतनी नहीं है. जितनी आज है क्या मैं प्रेडिक्ट कर सकती हूँ कल होगी या नहीं? Not possible. So let's be realistic in approach. So in case your prototype fails, take quick corrective measures. Be very cautious about choosing the right tools and technologies. Do not fall into a trap of or a fancy of selecting everything in together. Okay? Right now, the market talks about robotics, IoT, black box, AI, Python, Ruby, Stack, everything. Be very cautious in selecting which is applicable to your prototype, which is applicable to your idea. So choose only one or two and the best right fit for your prototype. Okay, the major discussions comes between the AI and IoT. The major difference comes into robotics and automation. बहुत सारे ऐसे similar sounding terms में आते हैं. Please be very cautious using the right fit for your ideas. And always keep a habit of doing the real-time questions tracking during the testing time. For example, even let's say this scenario comes in when you have explained the drone to your client, that is farmers, you have explained everything, and all of a sudden farmer ki dadi ji comes into the farm and she wants to analyze everything. Then what? Will she understand all this? So are you going to make this technology so easy that even any member of the family, be it of any age or be it of any literacy level, can they understand it easily? Fine. So we need to make it so easy so that everybody in that category of audience can understand my prototype. So I request, so here we have covered the generation of idea. Keep your mind absolutely open. It can come anywhere, any day, any point of time. We need to ask ourselves, we want to become a businessman or a entrepreneur? If yes, we want to become an entrepreneur, the answer should be you need to be unique. The idea needs to give back to the society. Even when you want to take some funding from various sources, funding organizations, they will ask you which are the unique features of your prototype, which are the unique features of your idea. Has it been done before? No. Then now, why? Give it a solution. Then we have seen cautious understanding of the topic, cautious understanding of your idea, moving up, brainstorming, then developing the prototype, checking on the user's end, and then deploying with resolving the questions. So with this, I invite the questions in the phase one of idea generation and prototype. I've tried my level best to make it as simple as possible and to the most approachable manner I could. So I request for questions. Indra ma'am, does AI have any role in idea generation? Yes, it can do. It can give you a lot of information. Dr. Mohammed Kadir Mohadin. Sir, are you there? To answer this question, yes, AI can be a lot of help in generating the ideas because AI can tell you, you can ask Google. Google is another tool of AI. It uses AI to generate ideas. You can ask in there what all things are available at the moment in a specific industry and they can help you developing more. Any questions?
Doctor,
Yes, sir.
yeah, do we have any softwares like, which can be help for idea generations and everything, screening and sorting out?
Generate. Do you mean to ask that do we have any software to generate ideas?
Which can be which can give some guidance for us regarding idea generation, or in today's competitive world, entrepreneurship is booming up like anything. Many
We have to,
industries are
sir,
mushrooming
actually,
up.
it has to be a manual effect. It has to be a manual effort. One thing we should understand that technology helps people. Technology cannot replace people. Technology doesn't have its own brain. It runs on algorithm and logistics. So it will evaluate whatever has happened in past and it will just develop the algorithms. Analysis karke dega wo. But being a human brain, we are much better off doing the same. We can do a Google research what all has been done in past in terms of agriculture. What is the requirement in agriculture? That's how we can do. But we have to develop our own ideas. We do a research and then we should be taking the lead rather than taking the help of any application rather.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, if suppose I have some idea, but I
Mhm.
don't know whether the same idea comes in another mind or not. If I have filed or copyrighted it, whether it will be considered or not.
Very nice question, ma'am. I'm glad that you have actually picked that point. Once you get some idea in your mind, the first step I always suggest to everybody is please put them in a conceptualization note and draft it and register as a copyright. And if you have developed a design, please register it as a patent. So once you are done with a patent or a copyright, the idea becomes yours. Nobody else can claim that it is their idea. They may have thought of the same, but the first one who registers and says with the government that yes, this is mine, it becomes yours. So it's always
Okay.
suggested.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. We have any more questions? Okay. So in that case, thank you so much. And I hope the learning has come up. Um, Ma'am, like if we are not implementing the idea, but we can register it. Yes, we can do. Yes, Nidhi ma'am. Actually, I told in the beginning also, when you are developing an idea, it has two objectives. Either you want to do a research patent or a copyright, or you want to run a business out of it, like an entrepreneurship. Yes, even if we are not running a business or we want to earn anything out of it, we can register that idea and we can move forward. We can do that. Okay, how to generate an idea and what steps should we take on daily basis? Perfect. So, Fiza, every day we should be absolute vigilant and open-minded, looking into various things happening in and around us. We should be vigilant towards that, and we should be looking that what more contributions I can do. It's very simple. It's very simple. For example, if I had to say, Fiza, if you want to cook and if you develop your own recipe of spices, you can do that even. Because every human being is different. Everybody has a different health hazard. You can even develop that. So on a daily basis, please be very vigilant, have an open mind, and just keep observing people's need and requirements. To quote an example, China has come up with a paint. See, when we do a paint at our home, we can observe an eye burn. There's a pungent smell and there's a eye stress we observe. So Japan and China have come up with a solution with a paint. You may have seen that advertisement from Ranveer Singh also. कि नहीं जलेगा, smell नहीं आएगी. So they have come up with an idea. This paint never fumes and it doesn't hurt the eye also. So let's be absolute vigilant. What is required in the market right now, and let's be prominent to it. What simple सी cheese. It was like so easy. Once I was just observing, we all pick mango from the trees. We all pick guava from the trees. So picking it, hitting it, it's very difficult. One fine day when I was watching out and I was thinking and I was talking with my son, he just cut the bottle in four pieces. Top of it, I think the bottom of it, in four pieces. He tied a rope into it and he just say, it can move up and down, open and close, open and close. And he tied those ropes with a stick and he could move. The entire cup opens. He lifted up, folded on something and closed and picked it down, dropped it down. So I was amazed to see that. Keep your eyes, brain open, and ideas are all over us, all over us. So I hope I answered you. Uh, Thank you so much. So Nidhi ma'am is asking, I'm 18 years old. Can I register it from now to do it in future? Absolutely, yes. Why not? I tell you, my 5 years old son had registered a patent and he got a grant as well. You can do it at any age. Do we need to renew annually after getting the patent registered? No. No. Not at all. The life of a copyright is 60 years from the date of registration. The life of a patent is 20 years from the date of registration, and the life of a trademark is 10 years after the registration. So it doesn't require any renewal every year. In terms of patent, you are free for next 20 years. My pleasure.
One more question. Ma'am, how much time it takes to get the patent approval?
In India, there are two different kinds of patents, but mostly the patent takes almost 5 months to 9 months time. A year's time is usually been taken to get the idea approved. You get a
After
patent in
filing?
hardly 1 year's
After
time.
filing?
It ranges from 5 months to 9 months.
Okay. After filing,
Maybe voice is breaking.
after filing it,
Yes, yes, yes. After filing it. But in India, the benefit is the day you file the patent, your patent gets counted from that particular day. For example, today, if on 22nd January, if I file a patent and if it gets approved somewhere in June, July, it will be counted from January only.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. How many days need to get the patent approval? See, Sarthak sir, we do not need to renew our patents every year. That I have answered. And the approval, or let's say the grant of a patent, takes 5 months to a year's time. Do we have more questions? Okay, let me call Indra madam. So, any more questions we have? And in case you require any kind of help in terms of IPR, I would always be happy to help. So team RFI can always connect you with me. So Jacob sir is asking, after getting the patent, if there is there any time limit for idea implementation? No, we don't have, but see, after getting the patent grant, it's your choice. If you want to just stick with the patent and use for an API, it's all okay. But if you want to apply for any funding, then yes, timeline is very specific. So if any organization will give you a seed funding, they will look for a result. They will look for a result. So for example, if they give you 1 year's time or 8 months time, so you have to implement that idea in that duration only. So if you are doing it as an entrepreneur, yes, the implementation should be in very specific time duration.
Thank you, Charul ma'am. Thank you so much. The
My
session
pleasure.
is awesome, ma'am.
So thank you so much, ma'am. And I hope that I have answered many of the questions. And in case anybody needs help, I'm always there.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Everyone can leave.